I've been a little upset about that whole Tinkerbell thing.
Oh, explain the Tinkerbell thing. What is it? What's going on with
Well,
Tinkerbell?
as I found out, it's
I don't follow this stuff, so you're gonna have to help me.
as everything in our life is now. Evidently, it's not. It wasn't even 100% true. It's kind of, believe it or not, like politically motivated. This pseudo fake story. But anyway, that's not why I was upset. Someone posted on Facebook that Disney was going to ban Tinkerbell
Oh, Disney bans Tinkerbell.
because she was get this cracked me up. She didn't represent like, you know, she was a bad role model for, for girls. Which cracked me up because I wish I could remember exactly how they said it, but it was like she didn't embody the Disney, way or something. They didn't want young girls to be influenced by her. She was a bad role
Well,
model for young girls.
she wasn't like smoking weed and shit. I mean, what was she doing?
First of all, I'm like, how can Tinkerbell be a bad role model for girls? Tinkerbell is a fairy. She's not a girl. It would be like saying a leprechaun is a bad role model for boys. Or I mean, it's like she's not a human. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not sure a leprechaun is a good role model, but
He's probably not, but he's also not a human. And he's not even real. And neither is Tinkerbell. So I'm like, okay, so this Tinkerbell. Now, she is a girl fairy. There's no question about that. She's a girl fairy.
she's a fairy with feminine characteristics.
No, well, okay, yes. She does have very feminine characteristics. And
Is
some
that?
of them.
I mean, is that the problem? What are we talking about? Not
Well,
what.
I mean, do you know
I'm
Tinkerbell?
struggling with what was their alleged problem with Tinkerbell.
Do you know Tinkerbell?
I've never ran with her, to be honest with you.
Did you watch Peter Pan as a child?
I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Well, I mean, those of you who know.
I just remember some fruity dude in tights running around acting like a kid.
He is a kid. He's a
Yeah.
boy that never grew up.
But he fought like a freaking
Pirates. He fought the
man.
pirates, yeah.
Some badass pirate, man.
He had the Lost Boys. He led the Lost Boys. They fought the pirates. It's a great story. I love Peter Pan. But here's the deal. Tinkerbell, this is what kills me. It's like, really? I mean, why did they clearly have some issues because they created Tinkerbell to represent, I guess, a typical female, or at least what they thought back then. But, well, the bottom line is, I'll just say it. Tinkerbell really is a bitch. I mean, she's a bitch. She's a bitchy fairy. There's no doubt about it. She's a bitch. Now, she loves Peter Pan and she protects him. But when he brings those other little kids around and Wendy, when there's another girl around, she's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And she tries to kill Wendy, She's bitchy,
Oh,
man.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. She tells Captain Hook where to find them, where to find the Lost Boys and everything. And Wendy,
Oh, man, she rolled over on her.
she wanted to get rid of Wendy because she's petty, jealous, vindictive.
Because she thought Wendy was in competition for Peter.
Right, she did, yeah.
And she wanted all the Peter to herself, so to speak.
Well, the thing is, they're children in the whole story. There's not a lot of sexuality. And if there is any sexuality, I would say it comes from Tinkerbell. She's kind of sexy, She has a little outfit, cute legs, and cute little butt, big boobs, She's a cute fairy.
I don't recall Tinkerbell like that, but big boobs, huh?
Well, I mean, she has boobs. I don't know.
Okay.
I have to look at the picture again. But anyway, she is a bitchy fairy. And so she is vindictive, petty. She's, stabs everyone in the back to get her attention from the guy she likes, who I don't even know if it's a romantic thing, but she wants to be the center of attention.
Right.
Very female characteristics. I mean, this is not unrealistic. But
So anyway, there was this article, right, that you read.
yeah. So what I read was one of my friends posted. It was funny. It said that Disney was going to quit having Tinkerbell like have meet and greets in the park, and she wasn't going to be a part of their image going forward. But they've gotten rid of some of their other stuff. Like they got rid of Song of the South because there was it was racially out of date, which the movie definitely was. Unfortunately, though, the characters had to go along with it. Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and Brer Fox.
Oh, yeah, that stuff was really old.
I love that. Even though, I mean, it was, that whole movie starts out with Uncle Remus sitting on the plantation telling stories to the little slave children. I mean, it was very politically outdated,
Yeah.
And then he tells them the story about Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear. But my grandfather read us the stories. And I used to always, every time, you know how when we were growing up, movies came around every few years? You know, they didn't always make new movies. Like,
I think we're drifting off though.
okay.
You got you read this article about Tinkerbell,
Yeah.
and you got pissed off.
Just because of that, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I really, I mean, I'm not going to get too political here, but I definitely lean to the left. And I think I'm fairly I know I'm very progressive and fairly woke, for lack of a better word. I don't really like that word, but it is what it is. And I'm like, really, Tinkerbell, she's not even a person. How can she be a bad role model? Like I said, it's like saying that, Bambi is a bad role model or something. It's like she's a fairy. She's not a person. And then you get into like, well, was Ariel a good role model? She gave up her freaking fins for legs so she could be with a man, Is that, I mean, is that going to be next? Where do we draw the line here?
Right. So, but then at the end of the day, it turned out to be bullshit, right?
Well, I did, yes. So I looked it up. I did a little research.
You fact checked it.
I fact checked it. And I guess it was untrue in that evidently Disney is not going to get rid of Tinkerbell in their park. That's not true. But evidently they did do a study a couple of years ago about characters that weren't kind of up to date with their values or up to date with current, social standards. And Tinkerbell was on their list of ones that they might need to cut, but they haven't done that. So, but I thought it was a good story, and it really did. I'm like, well, what are we? Yeah, what's going on in the world? It was a funny story.
Yeah.
It was probably funnier. It would have been funnier if it was real. Honestly, it would have made a much funnier story. But however, it didn't.
So you got bent out of shape, and then later found out it was kind of a hoaxy thing.
Well, I think honestly, I laughed just because. I mean, I was bent out of shape, but I also was like I said, first of all, she's not a human; she's a fairy. Second of all, she's really, I mean, it's not responsible necessarily to say, but there's a bazillion trillion movies about women who are bitchy, jealous, and vindictive.
Maybe somebody just got pissed because it's hitting close to home.
Well, I'm just saying there's a million movies about women who are bitchy, vindictive, crazy, but they're not going to get rid of all those, but they're going to get rid of Tinkerbell.